like 2 of the most fun days I've ever had here. So I don't know why. I mean, these guys have obviously given me a great car, and that's really makes the driver's job a lot easier, and it's just got a lot of raw speed. And like that's also thanks to Chevrolet. I think Chevrolet's done an amazing job for us. But yeah, it's been fun. I feel like we're quite competitive in traffic, and then our first qualifying run was 7th on the no-toes. I feel pretty decent about that. We haven't even really trimmed as much as any of those like the Penske cars. So yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna keep our expectations in check. We're gonna keep our belts tightened a little bit and see what happens.
Did you go through more than one ball run?
We tried. Yeah, we ran into some stuff at the end, but we sorted that out just with kind of like a safety lap at the end, just to make sure we got everything taken care of.
Gotcha. We'll open up for questions. Chris, lead us off, and then Jenna.
Conor, when you sat down, Dave said third fastest today. How good does that make you feel, like coming down here after having what you've had in the past before coming here?
Well, I mean, people seem to like, if I end up close to the front here, it's like, oh, nice toe lap. Well, guess what Joseph and Scott are doing every day? Like, they are timing these huge toe laps to get these huge media runs. So I don't want to be giving any crap about it, because those guys are doing way more than we are. I was lifting on my lap, we're in traffic, so like, it's just luck of the draw a lot of times when you get a good lap here. But like, we've been 2 days in a row here now up at the sharper end of the grid, and that's not a mistake. Like I've been here enough years to know that like if it's much easier to just pop up there, then you're probably in a good car. And when you're up with the Ganassis and Penske's, like that's not a bad thing. So I feel really good. I mean, this isn't anything like, oh, we got lucky. Like we've had speed all day long and the last 2 days. So it feels good. I mean, it's just something that, again, measure everything to the smallest degree. Just execute tomorrow. Don't get too frustrated with anything if it does, because obviously you're gonna have tough days here too. And like tomorrow, Fast Friday's a tough one because you're adding boost. It's probably gonna be windy. But I think realistically we have got good speed in the car, and it's been awesome to drive in traffic.
Growing up in Indiana, obviously this race meant a lot to you. It also is actually there's also additional specialness with the Pacers doing well. How much more fun is it coming here in the month of May, knowing that they're doing well? Everyone's such a better mood. Does it affect the team at all, or you, or anybody else?
I mean, it's just cool. Like, I love the Pacers, so let's keep winning. That's all. I mean, it's the greatest month of the year, and there's so much excitement around this event. I think this year more than ever. So, yeah, it feels awesome, just all across the board.
Jen.
So you kind of use both my questions in different ways. No, you're fine. I'm not mad. I won't beat you up. As the Indiana guy, and as someone who has had this up and down career, to be where you are after 3 days here, and to know that you're probably in good shape this weekend, just emotionally, how does that make you feel?
Well, I mean, qualifying here, I think I'm always pretty honest with everyone. Like, I've struggled here in qualifying without a doubt. Like, the Andretti car that I drove here was actually the most, like, that was the best qualifying that I've had. And like, it was comfortable. We had a good draw too, you know what I mean? So a lot of it's about the draw. I'm not really, like, it would be awesome to have like my best qualifying. Like, we'd love to make the Fast 12. That would be awesome. But I think that's going to be super dependent on the draw and the weather and stuff like that. But like this car kind of gives me a little bit of a feeling that I had in 2021, which was the best car that I've ever had here for sure. And so like, again, it's a big statement to say, like, that was definitely one of our strongest races. But it kind of like, you kind of get that, I get that feeling that I'm like, man, this thing like sucks up really well in the toe and the draft, and it's just got that, like, it's just got the ability to race well. So again, race is the most important part. Joseph Newgarden started 21st or whatever when he won, so like, I'm not really too upset about where we start. And it's just nice to have that confidence, I would say. And these guys have done a great job, like, preparing. So like, this team has done a fantastic job, just all the meticulous detail. We've had a lot of small things go wrong so far this year, just tiny little things here and there, but when it comes to the Speedway car, they've done a great job executing and just bringing the fast machine.
Who's going to draw for you?
Who's going to draw for you?
I think Ricardo's daughter. Yeah, Well, you know, I'm certainly not drawing. That's no one's gonna draw well that way.
Jeff?
I got a couple ones for you. First of all, so Joseph is like very much embracing going for 3 in a row, right? Like he's not.
Yeah, I would
he's not.
too.
So you would, okay.
Yeah.
Why is that? Or like, why do you think it's? I mean, this place it's so hard to win. We see it over and over again. He's not running from it. He's not being like, oh, I don't know, anything could happen. He's like, I'm gonna go take this. I'm gonna go win three in a row. You know?
I mean, if you like, when we know what we know, when we see what we see, and how fast those cars are, and how well those cars can just go fast, I'd be confident too. I mean, those guys are like, the Penske cars are without a doubt still the like most impressive just cars when it comes to a speed performance platform. So I'd be confident too. I mean, they've obviously won 2 in a row for a reason. And they got all the special information from Michael Cannon too, so then they got a little bit quicker. And I was predicting a Penske front row lockout again. I don't know, Kyle Kirkwood looks really fast though. I think Kyle Kirkwood might fight him a little bit. And maybe I would like to as well. But I mean, Joseph's so good here, he knows exactly what he wants. His engineer Luke is an awesome dude, and obviously really smart too. Because I know he's very smart, I enjoy working with him, but he's got the whole package. I mean, Joseph knows exactly what he wants. He's a great champion, and he's very smart. So can't fault him for being confident.
And then I'm doing a story on Buxton. I know you guys, go back a long ways. What do you think he's brought to IndyCar in terms of like helping, gain attention with the series or bridging that gap between F1 fans and you guys?
Well, I think what's interesting is like Will has such a great respect for this series, and he did forever. I mean, he was commentating when I was racing in GP3, and like when I did the 500 for the very first time, I was also racing in GP3 full time. And he immediately was following it, already knew, so much about it, loved, coming to America, going to IndyCar races. And I think the interesting part about the Formula One world is I think a lot more of like the people in the paddock and the drivers, maybe like behind the scenes, have a lot more respect for what we're doing over here than maybe like the public acknowledges, or like the fan base, F1 Twitter, like accepts, because like, I was trying to get Daniel Ricciardo here next weekend, but I think he's just enjoying life away from the world right now. But he's, those guys, I think have more of a respect for what I think we're doing than maybe the fan base might. And Will exemplifies that. Like, he has so much love for this series. The guy's full of energy, and I think he's a great addition for us here in Fox. I mean, I think it's awesome.
It's time for 2 more. Go ahead, sir.
Hey Conor, Kevin Davenport, the Courier Times, Newcastle, Indiana. One of the questions that was asked to the previous drivers was, were they surprised that some teams were practicing qualification setups? And what you mentioned that you were earlier, what made your team decide to do that today to get ready?
I think, at least in my history here, there's always a few runs at the end of Thursday just to kind of get a feel for low downforce for tomorrow. I can't remember a year where I haven't done a couple qualifying runs just before Fast Friday. It's just to get yourself ready, get yourself mentally prepared. I mean, we were really happy with the race car as well. So yeah, I think it's important to at least get a couple runs and to know where you're at. Just a quick read on hey, are we really struggling, or are we actually not in a bad spot?
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos. And if you like us, make sure to hit that subscribe button.